All right, and we are recording. Welcome to Life Action Roleplay with
Sin
and Omega. This has been brought to you by a cognac called...
I don't know. It's some French name.
Like it's D''USSE and an accent aigu is what it is called.
Great.
You know, like that same accent that you see on Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's accent aigu in French.
It
so
tastes
it's
good.
so it's Ducé.
Not Dusa.
Not do no, not Dusa. Nope.
Duce.
Ducé.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking this natural Cabana coconut water, filled with coconut water and ascorbic acid.
Yum.
Yum, exactly. Acid.
Shall we cheers to a Tuesday evening of podcast recording?
Yes, Tuesday evening. Yes, and drink. And let's do some shout outs before we get started.
Yeah, I have a shout out for a friend of mine. His name is Billy Jones. He's also known as Augustus the Anvil. He was a Bruja who took care of me when I played in Blood and Betrayal over in New Orleans last year. So happy birthday, Billy. Much love.
Nice. And my shout out is for a game that I've been playing recently. The game La Sangre de Los Angeles. Like I can't pronounce it right now, but close enough. It's basically based in LA and it's a Camarilla vampire. It's part of the One World by Night network. And I play Quay-Jin in it. And so I have a fun time doing it. And the subject for this particular episode is... Drum roll, or let's not tap on the table, or I guess we're supposed to tap on the table? We can, I guess. It is... Where's that title? Okay. What vampire am I?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Now, Sin, you prompted this with a Facebook post.
I did. So first off, it wasn't a full vampire post, but everybody answered with vampire. But anyhow, I wrote what kith, clan, archetype, etc. would you totally expect me to play, and what do you think would be completely unexpected / a challenge for me? I got a couple of responses, which was quite interesting.
All right.
Everybody kind of, like I said, tend to lean towards the vampire clans, which was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of Malkavian. People think I should be challenged to play Malkavian, which I will divulge later. I actually have written a Malkavian character.
Mm-hmm.
I got Ravenos. Well,
I can see that.
duh. Although one of my favorite people, Sasha Travis, plays an amazing Ravenos, so we'll have to get her on here at some point in time.
She plays such an amazing Ravenos. She's on...
So pretty too. Yeah, she's one of By Night's
models.
Yeah,
for
Ravenos.
For Ravenos, and she looks amazing in it.
Yeah. I also got a Toreador or Ventru. I have written a Ventru character and actually played her in another LARP in New Orleans, in which I actually took over as Prince, which is totally cool.
Nice.
I got another Toreador and Ryan Omega. I expect you to play a Ventru or La Sombra. The challenge I'll answer in the podcast. So tell me, sir, what do you think my challenge should be?
Well, I know that when I went through the regular 13 clans, you could pretty much play any of those clans. So I'm not worried about you playing a Ventura, Toreador, a Melk, a Giovanni, Asamite, any of those things. The one thing I think is going to be a challenge for you, Caitiff.
What?
Caitiff.
All right, I'm going to put my newbie hat on.
Yes.
What is that?
Okay, so a caitiff is one of the vampires that once they are so high in generation that they're not really powerful enough in their blood anymore, a lot of their powers don't really work.
Mm-hmm.
So these vampires are almost so useless as a vampire that other vampires kind of go, you know what, you're kind of like chaff. So we don't want anything to do with you. In fact, we're going to kill you because all you're going to do is deplete us of the necessary blood for us to survive. So they're the leftover vampires that the Camarilla doesn't really care about. I think you would have the toughest time playing that character. I think you could survive, but you'd be like, oh, this is so hard. I don't have a clan. I don't have anything. They're also called the clanless.
Okay. I might be able to handle that, actually. Because my Lasombra, she's not necessarily... Yes, she has a clan, but she doesn't have an affiliation with Camarilla or Sabat. So I'm pretty okay with being kind of a loner.
Yeah, but if you're a Lasombra, you have access to awesome powers and a reputation. If you're a clanless, it's basically...
Except for a mirror. You don't have access to a mirror. That part sucks.
You have access to stylists. You can afford stylists.
I can afford a painter.
You can afford a painter who could paint your face.
Yes.
Then you're fine. You're fine as a Lasombra. You do not have to look at yourself. Everyone else is looking at you, so it's fine.
I kind of want to challenge myself with a Nosferatu.
Okay, at first I thought Nosferatu would be a challenge. That was going to be my original answer, but after we had talked a while, I was like, well, no. What would end up happening is instead of going by your looks, you would probably go with your overactive tinkering brain. So in my head, Nosferatu is not going to be that hard for you because you just be very thinky.
Okay.
That's why I didn't think that would be as much of a challenge. Okay. Yes, you'd have to dress down, you'd have to make yourself up to not look attractive.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, but I also know that you could do it.
Prosthetics, all the prosthetics.
All the prosthetics or bandages.
Oh, fair point.
Yeah, bandages. Bandages also like just ways to cover up your face because assume that's so deformed, your costuming can reflect that you're covering yourself up. So there are ways to kind of show that you are Nosferatu without having to do all the prosthetics or the slashy makeup. Although the slashy makeup would be impressive if you came in that way because it would actually attract a different kind of attention because that kind of effort when you put that makeup on you, people are just going to be drawn to you. And that's kind of a not metaphysical, but meta gaming type of scenario. Not because you're trying to metagame, but when you're putting more effort into your appearance, people are just drawn to you. It's like, who is that? And
yeah, that happened to me my first time ever when I played my Lasombra. Literally, people were saying that I look like, what's her name? Who's the lead Lasombra?
Lucinda?
Yes.
Lucinda? Yeah.
Yeah, some people even called me her in character, and I was like, nope.
No.
Not her.
Yeah, except I get it. Like, you have the Hispanic look.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. You're playing a Ventrue, so they automatically think if you're Spanish, Lasombra.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that would make me think that you're a Ventrue is because I cannot imagine your character being super religious. I can imagine your character being super business.
Oh, it's funny that you say that. I'm very, very Catholic, so it's very easy for me to do the whole very religious sort of deal. In fact, my character Tick for my Lasombra, I actually carry a rosary in my hand, and I actually, when no one's talking to me, I actually do the prayers through my rosary.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little weird, or fun, I guess. Yeah, I kind of, it's cool. I like my Lasombra.
When we did the Queen Mary vampire shoot, to do the Kickstarter for By Night Studios for the revamp of the 20th anniversary, I actually brought my grandmother's rosary as part of my costume, and it's because like my Bruja character was also traditionally Filipino, like when he was born, so cool. Therefore he had like those relics with him, and in this case it was my real grandmother's rosary that was blessed by the Pope. Yeah. So I actually had that.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And so, okay, so for me...
Yes, you.
For me, I didn't have a chance to actually post this beforehand. I know what clans people expected me to be when I was playing. I had a lot of Toreador.
I can see that.
I didn't get as much Ventrue as people would assume. I didn't get a lot of Malkavian as people would assume, even though they're one of my favorite things to play. But La Sombra was one of the clans that people thought I would play, but that's partly because of my ethnicity.
Yeah.
So I think that is interesting. Like, because we are both like
Ethnic looking?
because we're both ethnic looking and pretty proud of our heritages. Like,
Yes.
like certain clans are, we're more likely to have the certain look of certain clans. Like Clan La Sombra, Assamite is also another one. Ravnos.
I did model for Asamite for By Night Studios.
That's true. In that book, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting because we know that even with the diversity of people who play vampire, like there's not really a limitation of what or who should be playing, but there's a predispensity of what one would look like just because of what we assume of their history. Like La Sombra is based off of a whole lot of Catholic Church from Spain, so that makes a lot of sense.
Do you want to know what I think your challenge is and what I expect you to play?
Oh, so like, okay, go for it.
I actually expected you to play a Tremere.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Just because they're knowledgeable and they're very mystical. So I would expect you, because you're a very mystical person, I'd expect you to have probably had more ties with that than anything.
Of all of the clans to play, Tremere is actually my least favorite.
Really?
I don't like Tremere.
Nobody likes Tremere. I don't understand this.
I'm not a fan of Tremere. My two favorite Tremere, my friends Mike and Dennis, they actually play concepts that are so not Tremere that they're my favorite.
Right on.
And Dennis was a Tremere chord for One World by Night, and one of the first things he told me is, I hate Tremere. And he was the chord for them. But apparently he was very effective because he didn't allow people to get away with stuff. And I think part of it was I didn't like Tremere because if I wanted to play mage, I would go and play mage. I didn't want to play a vampire mage.
Right.
And that just feels weird to me. It feels like it's cheating a little bit. I had secretly rooted for the Tremere to be kicked out of the Camarilla.
Oh, come on.
I do. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of them. I would rather have the Assamites be in the Camarilla, which they are.
What? I guess. Sure. Let me see. Your challenge.
My challenge.
I have a couple in mind.
Okay.
I'm trying to see which one I want to put out there.
I
I know, right? I'm trying to think here. All right, so here's the couple for me.
Okay.
Follower of Set.
Okay.
They're interesting. Assamite.
I have played an Assamite before.
You have? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that a challenge for you?
It wasn't, because there's, how there's 3 types of Assamite?
Yeah.
There's the warrior, the sorcerer, and the vizier.
Yeah.
I played the vizier.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me be more specific then.
Okay.
Assamite warrior.
Okay, yes, that would be a challenge.
So I should be specific. I modeled for an Assamite warrior, which was a lot of fun too. Steel swords were very heavy. Anyhow, back to you. Gangrel.
That wouldn't be that hard.
No?
No.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. Like, with a Gangrel, I would go into more of their storytelling oral traditions. Okay. So I would be playing that kind of Gangrel. Like, basically the wizened elder.
Okay.
That's one with nature. And in my head, I think that's where I would take Gangrel.
You know what else would be really easy for you?
Easy?
I think.
Okay.
Maybe. I might be crossing boundaries here.
Sure.
Giovanni.
I have played a Giovanni and I just never really quite clicked in it. And not because for the lack of trying, it just I think that particular clan is all about family, which is not a problem, but then it's all about incest and necromancy, and if you're not in any of those things, then it's hard to be a Giovanni.
It'd be also interesting to see somebody play a Giovanni who doesn't get along with the family.
I think that's not a new concept, but that would be a fun concept.
Yeah.
Like the rebellious prodigal son.
Yeah, because you kind of have to fall in line with the family clan, but
Mhm.
if you don't like them, like how do you work with that?
Well, like you either can ghoul them, you can kill them and make them your spirit slaves. That's how you deal with family that you don't like.
Fair point.
So, at least that's a solution.
Fair point. My La Sombra is kind of like that with her grandfather, Shane DeFreeze's character. She secretly is. Oh, Shane, you shouldn't be hearing this part. Sorry. She secretly tried to kill him.
Great! Put it out for everyone to hear.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. It's just a character.
It's just a character.
It's just a character.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens.
So, speaking of characters, you found a way for us to figure out who, like, I guess the world would determine which kind of vampire we would be. Like,
Why, yes, we did.
okay. So, in order to determine which clan we actually are, if you hear a little bit of a strange thing in the recording, it's because the garage door opened up and we don't want to subject you to that.
Sorry.
That's all right. We're in a house. We're in your house, so
Yeah.
it totally makes sense.
Woohoo!
So, Sin has found us the Camarilla test. It will tell us which clan we are.
Dun dun dun.
And so, where'd you find this test?
On wormworld.com. Actually, I just Googled it and it happened to be wormworld.com.
Wormworld. So that's WYRM world.com. I think most of you do know that, but if not, it's not the tiny insect. No, it's not. Worm's not an insect, is it? It's a map. It's a living thing that you use to feed fish.
Right.
Yeah, it's not that.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Okay. So you want to know which of the 7 clans of the Camarilla you'd belong to if you were kindred. Answer each of the questions below and click the submit button at the end for an assessment of your vampiric potential. And if you have no idea what this is all about, click here for enlightenment. That's a link to the different clans.
I think we know.
Yeah, we know.
All right, number 1. What would be your ideal pet?
A tarantula, an ant colony, a whole colony. Okay, an iguana, a Persian cat, a Doberman, a platypus, an Irish wolfhound.
Okay, I can't choose between Persian cat and platypus.
I was thinking also Persian cat and platypus.
Damn it! What do I do? What do I do?
You pick one. Okay, close your eyes. Imagine that you're a vampire and you came home and you see your favorite pet greeting you. Which one is it?
It's a Persian cat.
Okay, then there you go.
But I'm a niffler and I like platypus. Okay, anyhow. Number 2. What's your favorite place to relax?
A high-class function, a hot nightclub, in my own head, somewhere I can be alone, the great outdoors, the local library, a biker bar.
Who the hell relaxes at a hot nightclub?
There are some people who totally do, and sometimes drugs help with that. And alcohol.
Fair point. I'm gonna go somewhere I can be alone. Because the local library, I think I would go crazy in.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be doing too much research.
Yeah, if you put me in a local library, I would never leave.
Right?
Yes.
Like, you just read all the things. And
I would
your
read all
brain
the
would
things.
be like, there's no way to relax with that. Okay.
Right. Okay.
We are such Ravenclaws, it's bad.
It is, yeah, it is bad.
Number 3. And who do you hang out with there? Nobody?
A small... That's... Okay, so 2 and 3 are supposed to be in tandem, but I'm curious to see what these answers are. A small group of like-minded individuals. A large group of like-minded individuals. No one. I walk alone. Whoever's coolest. Whoever's most useful. Bill, Larry, Mirabelle, Joey the fajita boy, and all my other imaginary friends.
Wait, there's fajitas?
There's fajitas in this world? Who would you... Okay, the guy who brings fajitas. Might be a consideration, but
it's an imaginary friend, so there is no real fajitas.
Oh, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That is no bueno.
That is a no.
No. Okay, then who do I hang out there? Then...
But if I want to relax, I don't want to hang out with anyone. Anyway, number 4. In a CD store? Wow, this is dated.
Yep.
What section do you head for first?
Did they mention Tower Records or Warehouse or anything that doesn't exist anymore?
We watched a documentary on Tower Records. It was actually quite interesting on...
How old is this quiz?
I don't know, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's vintage.
Okay, so which section do you head for first? Classical, new releases and currently charting, alternative and or gothic, rap or heavy metal, the reject bin full of audio tapes out front, trance and ambient, tribal and world music.
How the hell is rap and heavy metal in the same freaking category?
The idea is that they're both supposed to be really extreme forms of music. I would go for the trance and ambient.
Is there no disco?
Is trance a version or an ambient a version of disco?
I'm gonna go with trance and ambient, probably.
Or if it's disco, it might be in the reject bin.
Hey!
There is nothing wrong with disco. It's just that if it's dated, it probably...
Of audio tapes, right.
Of audio tapes, yes.
Number 5. Reality is...
A continual struggle between the weak and the strong. A dark place. In need of order and control. A figment of the observer's imagination. Mutable. To be enjoyed as much as possible. To be respected at all times.
Huh.
Okay, finally we got to a question that was actually sort of deep.
Right.
My selection is mutable.
I think I'm going to go with a continual struggle between the weak and the strong.
Okay. It's a very Ventrue answer.
Hey!
There's nothing wrong with that. I think I could predict where you might go. Well, we'll see. Next question.
What matters the most to you? Oh, dear God.
Knowledge, stability, beauty, loyalty, survival, principle, nothing really matters.
Oh, they all matter.
Yeah, they all really matter. Which is your favorite child of all of these?
Oh, no.
I'm going to go with principle. Because knowledge can change. Things are not always stable. People are not always loyal. Beauty is subjective. Survival, you have to have, but it's not pleasant. But as long as you stick with your principles, then things are all okay.
I think I'm going to go with survival.
Okay.
I think all of those envelope in survival.
Mm.
Number 7. The law and legal system. Oh, God.
The law and legal system do not affect me, are meaningless, are incredibly boring, are necessary for the smooth running of society, are tools used by those above to oppress those below, are useful from time to time, but not overly important, are unnecessary, people should be able to look after themselves. It's very anti-law, this particular selection.
Considering what I do for a living, I am going with are necessary for smooth running of society.
Considering what I do is they are useful from time to time, but not overly important.
Right.
I work in entertainment.
I respect that answer. Number 8. Surprise rent inspection. You...
Pass. The landlord particularly likes your taste in art prints and antique furniture. Oh my god, what clan is that? Pass. Although the landlord asks that you keep the parties down from now on, the neighbors have been complaining. Fail. The lease says no dogs, and your explanation is that technically it's a wolf, hold no water. Pass. Everything is meticulously neat and organized, although it's probably good the landlord didn't look too closely at the books on the coffee table. Fail. Drawing the walls in crayon is explicitly forbidden in the lease. Fail. The piles of moldy crockery in the sink, the overflowing bin, and the crunchy floor don't go down very well. Or fail. Those posters you stole do nothing to hide the cracked windows and big holes in the walls.
Wow.
Wow. These are all very specific. None of them realistic.
Right? I'm going to go with the first one. The landlord particularly likes your taste in art prints and antique furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I have antique furniture, but...
If I were in the real world, probably the first one. I don't have I do have some antiques. And I do have like art prints all over my room.
Mine's faux antique.
At least I like the style, because Audrey Hepburn is always classic.
Right?
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Number 10. No, number 9.
Number 9.
JK.
Wait, no, 10. Wait, 9.
9. The landlord informs you that you failed the inspection. What do?
We just passed the inspection. That's okay.
Apparently not.
So, okay. So, the first one is Say, surely we can come to a mutually acceptable agreement, and then offer them chair and a glass of wine. Say, surely we can come to some kind of mutually acceptable agreement, then glance suggestively towards the bedroom. Say, surely we can come to some kind of mutually acceptable agreement, then offer them a harmonica lesson. Stare deeply into their eyes and murmur, this isn't the apartment you're looking for. Glower darkly at them until they get unnerved and leave. Snort, whatever, and walk out without looking back. Or attack them with a chair leg.
Can I say a blend of the first and second one?
Yeah, for me it'd be the first one.
Yeah, I went with the first one.
Right.
Number 10, it's your birthday. What do people get for you?
Nothing. I have no friends. Wah, wah, wah. Books. Lots and lots of books. Opera tickets. Rave tickets. Clothing and jewelry. Money. They've given up trying to choose gifts for me. Or ammunition.
Considering my birthday is close to Christmas, people forget.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But I have friends, so it's not like I don't. I'm going to go with books, considering this year I got a lot of coloring books.
I'm going to go with opera tickets.
You got opera tickets?
Actually, for a few different birthdays that were all unrelated, people usually get me tickets into plays, tickets into musicals, as a present. So that literally is the closest thing that I've gotten, and I'm so grateful. Usually my friends are performing in them, and so it's awesome. I get to see my friends perform and get something out of it. So
that's cool. All right, number 11. Your ideal car would be
a hearse. Oh, a hearse. I'm reading them like letters of the alphabet. A hearse, or a Rolls Royce, a red Ferrari, a Harley. I don't drive. A DeLorean, an innocuous hatchback fit. Oh, okay, hold on. We are interrupted by this. I'll have to get that later, or I think I have to get that now. Okay, crap.
Do you want to read the whole thing?
Yeah, we'll redo that. Hey, Daniel.
Ryan Omega's on the
I'm
phone
good.
call.
I am recording a podcast right now, so I'll have to give you a call in an hour. Oh, all right, great. Bye-bye. That was bad. I had to pick that up because that is my millionaire client.
Oh wow.
So I just have to say I am not available right now. I will call you later. So let's read number 11 again.
Number 11, your ideal car would be
a hearse, a Rolls Royce, a red Ferrari, a Harley, I don't drive, a DeLorean, an innocuous hatchback fitted with an F1 engine.
These are kind of hard. It's between a Rolls Royce, a Ferrari, or a DeLorean.
Yeah, like for me it's between a Rolls Royce, a DeLorean, and an innocuous hatchback.
So I'm going to go with not the DeLorean because it obviously doesn't have a flux capacitor and therefore I cannot go time travel.
Fair.
A red Ferrari, honestly, gets too much attention from the cops. So I'm going to go with a Rolls Royce.
I'm going to go with a hearse.
Wow.
Well, because usually, if there's someone in the back, you can usually take the carpool lane because no one's going to question you.
You can have a live person and still use the carpool lane.
I know, but if you have a casket in the back and you're driving, it is technically two people.
That's a weird technicality.
Or I can use a duffel bag and put something that will occasionally move. So I can use the carpool lane.
My mind officially went to the gutter. Yeah, number 12!
Number 12!
Someone betrayed your trust. Do you...
Kill them.
Yes.
Kill them.
Yes.
But...
all of the above.
The answer is kill them. However, I will have to read the answers. Spread the word and totally cut them out of the group.
Oh, I really just read that would just cut them. Okay, continue on.
Glare darkly and mutter curses. Send them vaguely threatening letters in cramped little writing.
What?
Call your friends around and threaten them. Call your friends around to burn their house. Bide your time until an opportunity comes to strike back. Bide your time until you've achieved a position where you can really strike back.
That last one.
Last one. I have actually done that before.
Wow.
Well, I believe in the philosophy of try to be kind to everybody except those that really cut you really, really bad, but you don't get revenge then. You become successful, and when you get to the point where they're going to have to ask for you for a favor, you let all your friends know, hey, this is the person that did that to me.
Oh.
I actually had to do that at one point, and I hate saying this, but it was actually more satisfying than taking immediate revenge.
Well played then, sir.
Because the best revenge is doing well. So.
Number 13. You're invited to a party. What do?
Avoid it at all costs. Bring a really good bottle of wine. Find out who else is going to be there before you even consider attending. Invite everyone you know and tell them to bring lots of booze. Only go if it's not going to be too big and you're not doing anything more important. See it as a great opportunity to find out what the host is up to. Turn up several hours early and in a fancy dress, regardless of whether it's a fancy dress party or not. I would actually do most of these things. Like, they are not exclusive. Like, I would definitely try to bring wine. I would always try to figure out who's attending. I would always want to see what the host is up to. If it's that kind of a party, I would bring other people, and sometimes I will dress up just so I could dress up. So any of these answers work.
Fair point. I am going to go with find out who else is going to be there before you even consider going. And not because it's a stuck-up thing, but it's a mental thing. But that's okay.
And I think I'm going to go with... See, it's a great opportunity to find out what the host is up to.
Perfect. Ready for 14?
Yeah.
All right. Last one. When you get there, you...
Amble around eavesdropping on everyone's conversations. Be the person everyone wants to be seen with. Dance around with a lampshade on your head. Get way too drunk and trash the place. Hang outside and chill. Lurk in a corner and try to be invisible. Network and make connections.
I'm going to go with dance around with a lampshade on your head.
I'm going to go with network and make connections. And depending on the alcohol situation, I would probably dance with stuff on my head. All right.
Ready to submit?
Submit.
Seriously?
What? No. No, I call BS.
I mean, mine's pretty spot on.
What did you get?
Take a guess.
You got, based off the answers, I think you got adventure?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and read what you have.
Venture, your taste for the finer things in life and sense of order and honor mark you out as a venture. This clan of aristocrats see it as their duty to rule and guide the Camarilla, and most, although by no means at all, kindred princes are members of this clan. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got, you are sort of that's how it begins. You are sort of a Tremere. I'm like, really?
That's not sort of. You are.
I'm not a Tremere.
I called that from the beginning.
I am not a Tremere. I swear to Gaga. I'm not.
No.
No.
Mic drop.
No dropping of mics. That's bad for audio. Your scholarly and inquisitive, yet sneaky and treacherous nature marks you out as a Tremere. This clan was originally a group of human sorcerers who wrested the secrets of immortal life from unwilling kindred. Their magical powers make them both powerful allies and deadly foes, and many kindred would like to see them eliminated completely, me included.
Embrace your clan.
Embrace my clan. And do you know what? I'm going to embrace the sun. That's what will happen if I become a Tremere. Because also with Tremere, there's no Tremere anti-tribute, so you cannot rebel and go to the Sabbat. And you cannot really be independent, so you're kind of stuck in a chantry studying books all day. And I'm like, Tremere does not appeal to me. I apologize if you are a fan of Tremere. If you are a fan of Tremere, you have to convince me why I should like playing that clan, because I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that clan.
Yes, if you're a fan of Tremere, reach out to us. We would love to know why you love Tremere. Please. Please.
Okay.
I mean, like, I know why I like it, but
And I think part of it is, in terms of character creation, it's such a point sink because a lot of your experience points have to go into getting better rituals, getting more. It is so hard to play Tremere for the first at least year. You have to be at least, from what I have heard from people, like you have to be at least like 3 years old in order to be worthwhile. And I'm like, I don't like waiting that long to be a worthwhile character. But I also think that's a strange limitation. I think you could do more through just roleplay. But like I hear that consistently from the Tremere that I've heard play.
okay.
Like to conclude this, we were going to come up with the idea of now that we know which clan you would have been, how do you play that character? Except that you know how to play Ventrue because everybody would call you that.
Winning. Yes, winning. Well, I did win, and I guess you wouldn't call it winning. I'd call it winning. It was a vote in a RPG or LARP in New Orleans where I was voted as New Orleans Prince.
How about this? What would be another concept of Tremere that you would play that is not typically...
Tremere or Ventrue?
I'm sorry. Oh god, the Tremere is entered my brain. Ventrue. What would be another Ventrue concept that would be non-stereotypical that you would play?
Non-stereotypical Ventrue. So stereotypical would be like your stock person. I'd almost kind of venture, pun intended, to say that I would probably try to play something more of the art collector. So people would think that it's more...
more Toreador.
Yeah. But find out that it's more for political gain or knowledge of characters and being able to move people around as chess pieces, but using the artwork as a kind of front sort of deal.
Okay. Got it. So it's kind of a Toreador Ventrue mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
What about you, Tremere?
So,
How would you play it?
well, I could go with the very stereotypical approach. Like, in my head, automatically, I would be one of those people that worked in an occult bookstore because I think that I want this connection to the spirit world because my life is so ordinary. So ever since like starting to read tarot cards or learning to swing the pendulum and learning about like these different organizations like the Golden Dawn and not Rastafarians but Rosicrucians and other like mystical things, that I would want some kind of meaning in my life, and I meet someone who comes in late at night and she tells me of this occult group that I would be perfect for, and it seems like the most awesome opportunity because she says, I see something in you. It's like, oh, okay, awesome. I must be special. Then I go out there and find out more about like vampires being real, and then I delve into it, and before I get to do anything else, I become one of the Tremere, who is like super into the occulty stuff to the point where I kind of nerd out and geek out about it, and would not be able to talk to anyone without understanding those terms. Like, you are like the high priestess because everything that you do is actually very subliminal. So not quite a hippie or new agey, but someone who really wants meaning in their lives and just found it through vampire. So I guess that's the concept that I would go off of.
Right on. Right on. I also kind of see what it would be kind of cool with Tremere, and maybe this is kind of off basis, but it'd be kind of fun to play with anyways, is a Tremere that believes in fairy tales that are completely real.
My Malkavian, Calvin, was based off of that concept.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah, he was a professor of fairy tales, and my favorite character to play. In fact, when I played him, he's only been around for like 10 months.
Oh.
And over 15 years ago, and people still remember the character. So
nice.
It's kind of cool that there are characters that will outlive the length of time that they've played because they've stuck in people's memories, and that's kind of cool.
That's really cool. I wish that my characters stuck out like that too. Your
character became Prince of New Orleans. I think you have a pretty good chance of sticking out.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyhow, well, should probably wrap things up here.
Yeah, I think we're good. So thank you for tuning in and hanging with us. If you have any feedback, comments, questions, suggestions on clans that we should play, again, I need help with being a Tremere.
Yes, you do.
Although I actually like that concept that I just came up
Yeah, I think
with.
it's pretty rad. I think you can roll with it.
Yeah.
If you have any other topics that you want us to talk about, hit us up on our Instagram and Facebook as soon as we get that up and running. If you want to contact us individually, Cynthia Marie on my Facebook
And Ryan Omega on my Facebook. And I have a pretty active Facebook.
Same here. And if you want to get us together, it's Live Action Roleplay on our Facebook and as well as our Instagram. Yay!
Yay! All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!